So I know that we probably got another 20 minutes or so because, again, I like to keep it to about an hour. I like to bore anybody to cover some things, but I know that we had some questions. The last part of the segment, we like to go over the questions. And again, I will answer these to the best of my ability. And Mustafa's going to help me too because he's learning too now,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Yes.
Brian last night gave you I left you two alone because I knew the education he was going to give you last night was going to be impeccable.
Yes.
You can't get that in school.
Right.
Okay, you can't get that in a book.
I got 2 hours of a business 600 crash course. That was rapid fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I had so many questions, and it just kept coming. And it wasn't like a slowdown either. He just, I was like, okay, all
Yeah.
right. This is the difference. And like the gap in experience was exposed big time. Some of the things I was saying, he was like, why would you do that? I was like, now that you say it.
And that's another reason why we decided to do the podcast because
Right.
we want to make sure that you kind of get the information head on,
Yes.
than just lingering on.
Right. Right.
You know,
You don't want to drag on. And
you don't want to drag on.
No one's trying to listen to that.
No, we don't want to do that. So, all right, let's start with the first one. Let's see what we got.
We'll start with this one. How did you come up with the idea to pair cigars and peanut brittle?
Well, that was pretty interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When I first talked to the person who was going to make it for me,
Mm-hmm.
she goes, "Oh my God, that is such a great idea." And I said, "Yeah, it hit me." I said, because I don't drink,
Right.
so I don't really know how to pair cigars.
Mm.
And I can't be honest. I'm just not going to say to a customer, say, "Oh yeah, that cigar goes with the bourbon or that cigar goes with the cognac." I'm not going to do that because I don't know.
Exactly.
So I leave it to the professionals with that. So the guys who do that
Mm-hmm.
will tell me, and then I can tell my customers.
Right.
It's that easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the peanut brittle, like in the chocolate industry, if you're a veteran smoker or if you're just starting now, sweets or chocolates are avid in the cigar industry.
Okay.
All right. So I said something sweet. I said, "Hey, let me do peanut brittle."
All right.
I said, "Let me try peanut brittle." So I brought the peanut brittle in.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Okay. So what I did was after they're having a cigar with that peanut brittle, I said, "What did you think? How did that go with that?"
Yeah.
And then they said, "Oh, that was great with that cigar." So I make a note of that. So the next time someone's smoking that cigar and they ask me about the peanut brittle, I'm ready. They know that's going to kind of go with it.
Right.
So, but yeah, the peanut brittle that was awesome. And what's great about it, it's all made by one person,
Yep.
a girl in her kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, not this massive stuff that just gets packaged.
Yep.
This is the good stuff.
Yes.
She made some triple X peanut brittle, the real hot stuff.
Ooh.
She made the pecan, all the peanut brittle stuff. Just knew that something sweet had to go with it.
Right.
And I said, peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle. It just hit me, said peanut brittle. So the craziest ideas usually will work, So,
Because who else is doing that? Who else is like, oh yeah, peanut brittle. Let's launch that.
Let's launch it with let's try it out with cigars. And someone else said this to me a long time. If you throw enough spaghetti on the wall,
Yeah.
keep throwing it out there, like all the chips and sodas in here.
Mm.
I have a lot of people that will come in and play ping pong or play some cards or do whatever.
Right.
So I put a nice rack in the
Mhm.
back here, and I said I got to display the stuff here. So it was just it's always about marketing and
Right.
moving some product and making it convenient,
Mm-hmm.
and making sure you have all your bases covered.
Right.
So peanut brittle was a hit.
That's
So we're going to continue it. So
I like that one.
yeah,
That's,
that was a good one.
That's all right. Let's peanut brittle, man. Let's say I have 20K saved, and that last one was from Monte. So thank you, Monte, for bringing that in.
Thank you.
The next one is just from the website. This came from an anonymous. They left their first initial M. Let's say I have 20K saved and wanted to invest in stocks. How do you choose a good or a smart investment?
I was never a stock guy. I know a couple of my buddies are, and they're, I know the bell goes off at one time and ends at one time, and that's another job.
Right.
Just my thoughts on it is, okay, you're taking $20,000 and you go here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take my $20,000 and go from there. So now a couple months go by and you check it out and the stock is down, or
Yeah.
maybe it went up a couple of bucks, or whatever the case may be. It's a chance you take, I
Right.
think. I mean, look at the economy today. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of, but this economy, if you go back to the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the graphs,
Right.
the market goes up and market goes down.
Right.
So to hit that right stock at that time, you did pretty good.
Right.
If you want to, it's a gamble,
Right.
I think,
Yeah. It's
right?
yeah. Legalized gambling.
On stock.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather take the $20,000 and invest it myself,
Mm.
into myself, into the business, in starting a business.
Right.
Take that $20,000 and put it, because now you're going to see yourself grow.
Yes.
Okay, because now you put it out there and you're going to say, okay, well, how am I going to get that 20 back?
Right.
And now it's on you.
Okay.
You're not depending on anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gets you up in the morning. That's what gets you going,
Right.
get you thinking, get you educated. That's the unknown that a lot of people don't want to take that risk on.
Right. Maybe it's like this. Maybe they don't want to take responsibility if it goes negative.
Maybe.
Maybe they have a little bit of that going on, or maybe they're scared. They're a little scared of what could happen. But I mean, maybe you should be more fearful of putting your money in someone else's hand and letting them walk away with it and do what they want with it,
Yeah.
versus put it in your hands. Ball's in your court. What are you gonna do with it?
What are you going to do with it?
What are you gonna? When you go to sleep at night, you got $20,000. You just put it into yourself. You're the stock, right?
I am the stock.
You are the stock.
Yeah.
You get to choose if you're gonna. Well, it's 10 o'clock at night. I could go to sleep and wake up at 6, or I could stay up until 11:30. Stay up an extra hour and a half, 2 hours. Let me work on something for the business.
There you go.
Now you just invested more into yourself.
That's it. Before I went on my own, I was like, okay, well, I'm working 40, 50 hours for this. I can work the 40, 50 hours for myself. Was it easy in the beginning? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But you have to stay diligent. I think we might have talked to this in the first episode real quick, was if you don't know, ask. Get the answers. That's business. But don't white knuckle it. I made a lot of mistakes. There's no doubt I made a ton of mistakes.
Right.
I just try to minimize the mistakes now.
Right.
Just try to, do a little more research.
Mm-hmm.
My research is really listening to the people who've already been there.
Right.
And that's why we're doing this. I've already been there,
Mm-hmm.
but the generation above me,
Yes.
who's been in business, I listen to them.
Right.
The 70, 75-year-old who's still in business.
Yes.
And they are my future insight.
Right.
So listen to them. That's your information.
Right. Find a mentor who's doing what you're trying to do. Don't try to do it yourself.
No, you can't. It's
Yes.
impossible.
For anything that's out there, anything that you're doing, there is a mentor out there for it. Finding the right mentor, that's a different story, because you'll see on Instagram, you'll see on Facebook, you'll see on TikTok, Twitter, whatever you're on. All these people that want you to click a link. I'll show you. I'll break down the business for you exactly. This is how it works. So you click on a link. They bring you to a landing page, as they call it. In the landing page, there's a link there for you to fill in your email, for you to fill in your first and last name. You know what you are now? You're an asset to their company.
Mm-hmm.
You just put your first and last name and your email into their database. They're going to go sell that to 50, 60 different companies. They're going to send you marketing emails of how to promote their product. They're going to show you how to do this. And the way that they entice you is they put up a flashy video that comes out, 5-second clips. Bah, 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 bah. We're doing this. And you're like, oh, okay, all right, I'm interested in that. Click. And you're in. And now all of a sudden, you're getting 100 emails in a month from 10 different companies that you don't even know who they are. That's the game that they're trying to sell you right now.
Yeah.
Those are not mentors. Those are not people who are trying to help you.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I refuse to do email marketing anymore. I do a little bit of affiliate marketing. It's a different ball game. Mm-hmm. I will send out promotional videos. I will do things like that, but actual email marketing, I just cut that out of the way.
And that was something that you learned
Yes.
through experience.
Mm-hmm.
You're building your experience.
I lost a lot of emails.
All right.
I created a lot of emails.
Like you said, another reason why we did this because you're
27.
27, and
Yeah.
I just turned 61, and there's that gap.
Yes.
And by the time you get another 10 years into your business, listening and learning what you're doing now, you'll be that much further ahead of the game.
Right.
You know, that's what it's all about.
I told you, I'm going to be pushing you around in a wheelchair being like, look at this. This is what you helped me build, Rick. Look at this.
Look at this over here. And look at that. But, and that's great. You know, you can't take it with you.
Right.
You can't take what you learned with you.
Right.
You have to pass it on. Like
Yes.
like my two men now.
Yes.
You know, the boys from born to here. I gave them everything I could. They listened. They're doing great.
Yes.
You know, because of all the mistakes I made.
Right.
You know, like just unbelievable. We could go into the archives, but we're not going to tonight. But they are definitely 10 years ahead of where I ever was, and that's success. They didn't have to feel
like
the
that.
pain as much. I want them to feel a little pain because know
Right.
it's all not rosy,
Right.
but they had to, I gave them a roadmap.
Right. You still let them touch the stove. Go ahead, touch it.
Yeah, go on.
I'm not going to let you hold your hand on it, but
Yeah.
go ahead, touch it.
Go ahead
See
and
what
try
happens.
it. And
Yeah.
you're going to see it's not that great, but but you have to feel that. You just keep reinventing, keep listening, keep growing.
Right.
So take that 20 grand,
Put it in yourself.
invest into yourself. You're the key. Open the door.
That's right.
Open that door. Don't be afraid to go through that door.
A lot of people out there, they'll say, well, I have 20 grand. I don't know what I would want to do. Well, you're going to find it.
Yep.
What do you do daily? What is something that you spend the most time in throughout the month or throughout the year if it's not during your season, right? What do you love to do? Turn it into a business.
I know a gentleman right now. He used to run a certain business. He went back into the business because we talked, and he's rebuilding it, and he's doing great
Right.
because that's his real passion.
Mm-hmm.
That's great to see.
Yes. That's what he loved to do.
That's what he loved to do.
Right.
No matter what it is.
Mhm.
I'm not going to mention the business, but business is business. No matter, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's ice cream to whatever.
Right.
In fact, real quick, I was looking at an ice cream place
Okay.
because I figured cigars could go with ice cream too, right?
That's right. That's right.
Hey, when you're done with the cigar, go get some ice cream. Right?
Get a little ice cream machine in here, test it out, see how it works.
Why not? You
Yeah.
know. Like I said, I'm always going to try to come up with some. Oh,
Can't say I've seen it anywhere
yeah.
else.
So I like to be different. All right, what's the next one? Thank you for the question.
Yes, thank you, thank you. This one's from Mary. My husband and I are in business together, and we both love what we do, but we are constantly disagreeing on the way things should be done. How do we see eye to eye more?
That's awesome, isn't it? Business is a marriage,
Okay.
and because you're in it for the long haul. When you're not seeing eye to eye, you eventually, the way the rules and regulations are in business, eventually you are going to come to terms and say, okay, we need to really do it this way,
Right.
because we did it this way, it didn't work, and let's definitely do it this way. Being married and having a business, I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, what other better companion could you have with that?
exactly.
And you're both building your own future.
Right.
So you're going to go through the goods and the bads,
Mm-hmm.
just like anything, like
Right.
in a marriage,
Right.
right? But in business, I think it's great.
Yeah.
My wife also runs her own business. It's a separate entity. She's awesome.
Yeah.
If I ever went into business with her, of course we're going to argue. There is no doubt. Because I'm going to say, no, there's that. And we're going to do this. But what we would do is, I don't know how long, this is Mary, I don't know how long you've been in business, but if you've only been in business 3 to 5 years, you got to give a little more time. Just keep working through it,
Right.
because I think that's the greatest thing.
Yes.
Because if I went into business with my wife, I think it'd be really great. It also would be a great bonding thing, I think, too.
Yeah.
you know, and
Right.
and watch it grow. And again, you're building your own future
Right. Building the future together.
together. That's huge, you know. Especially you said you both love it.
Right.
that's you know.
That's a tough one.
If one goes, I don't know, man. I kind of like I don't like this anymore. Now you're
Yeah.
stuck there going, what do I do?
Yeah.
You know. But you both love it. I loved when I heard that
Mm-hmm.
because that's the key also.
Right.
And then the rest of it will kind of work out. Each one of you have the knack
Yes.
to make the cog keep going. Like I said, my business partner in the jewelry store, we keep the cog going.
Mm-hmm.
I have Ange here, keeps the cog going.
Right.
You know, and you're gonna agree on everything? No. I mean, there was a lot of times she would say to me, Rick, what do you? That's crazy, man. I go, I know, but it's gonna work. And if it doesn't work, we tried.
Right.
And the same with her idea. You throw the ideas together,
Right.
test it a little bit
Right.
before you go full with it,
Yes.
and then it'll kind of work itself out. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
You know, I remember a long time ago we talked about, hey, why don't we just go and sell ice cream on a beach,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Right? We'll we'll have this little popsicle stand.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to a beach, right? You know, that's a crazy idea, right?
Yeah.
But it'd probably work because it's hot. You got ice cream. You got a beach. You're out in the sun,
Right.
right? So you never know.
I like the idea of, and not to get into marriage counseling, but do you guys talk about it? I mean, do you explain your reasoning why you think this is going to work? Do you actually elaborate on, or are you just like, no, I want to do it this way and that's it? It's like, well, okay. Well, here's a tip for you. Write down why you want to do it this way, and not just like, I want to do it this way because I've seen it work somewhere else. No. Take a notebook. I have notebooks with me all the time. This is like 50th one, I think. Write down 5 reasons why you think this is a good idea. Present it. Present it like you're presenting it to your business partner.
Absolutely. Being transparent. Don't hold anything back.
Right.
You know, open book.
Mm-hmm.
That's how businesses are going to succeed. Again, and I'll say it over and over. I do not know everything.
Right.
I'm work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
it's work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
So your business is work in progress. You two are work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make it work.
Right.
Be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with each other.
Right.
How each other feels. I don't know. I hopefully you're listening and let us know. You know how many years you're actually in business. Give me a gauge where you're at.
Right.
Then I can kind of gauge you a little better.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, because in business it takes time.
Right.
You know, a lot of people. We're not going on our phone and we're not going like this and have it next day.
Mm-hmm.
That's not business anymore. It never was.
Doesn't change. Doesn't change.
We're not reinventing the wheel here.
Yeah. And if
you
you're
know.
in this area, stop by.
Yeah, I don't know
Stop
where
by
you're
and ask a
calling
question.
from.
I
Yeah.
know we have we promote it to everywhere, almost all across the globe right now. We're just sending the message out there, getting feelers. We're getting questions from all over the place. So, Mary, I hope that answers part of your question again.
Again,
Drop some
We could-
comments in
we-
there of what we need to do next, or if you want to answer Rick of, hey, how long have you been in business? You know, how long have you guys been doing this? We
Yeah.
can get a little bit more information for you.
yeah, we can go a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what it's all about. You will be successful. Just, you know, you said you both loved this, so that's a winner right there.
Exactly.
Just work out some of the bugs.
Right.
Go to a nice dinner and talk it over.
Yeah.
You know, go to a nice dinner, talk it over. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then down the road, like Mustafa always says, you can enjoy some of the fruits.
Right. So this next question, came in from Gilbert. This is more of a kind of a statement part question, but we'll go through it. This came right in through the website. Hello, Mufasa. I like your podcast and thank you very much for the great work you're doing. I'm completing my studies in a boot camp. I'm assuming this is a tech boot camp. And I would really like to know how I can use my acquired skills to make some little cash for survival before I get a nice job. Whew. So if you're just coming out of a tech boot camp, you have a little bit of experience, you have a little bit of extra knowledge. So with things like that, go up to a local business owner, walk around your area, You know, if you're looking for cash for survival, as as you put it here, I mean, you can't have pride anymore. You got to drop that. You got to get out of your shell. If you're looking for survival, get out there, walk around to business owners in your area, say, hey, this is what I can do to help your business. There's social media out there. If you're really gun shy, send out feelers to people on social media. Have your personal account do it. Don't do it off of a bot account or some kind of anything else, any promotional thing. Send it from your personal account. Say, hey, you know, I see that you're doing this. This is what I can do for you. Here's a copy. You know, you have your tests and your things that you did in boot camp. Try those. Send those out. Say, this is what I can do for you. Would you like some assistance with it? And here are some rates that I can do. Don't go in at any kind of big rates, just entry-level rates. Start there. That's the best option I have. What would you recommend to someone who's just fresh out of college, just learned a skill, is trying to get into an actual career? What would you tell them to do with their skills?
Keep working on them.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you know, experience is the teacher.
Right.
The more experience you have, you gotta be all in. Did I know I was going to be a jeweler? No. No way.
That's right.
And I just stuck with it, kept asking questions, kept learning,
Yep.
and kept making it better. Cigar world.
Right.
I knew I loved cigars,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw something great there,
Yeah.
so I just personified it bigger
Right.
and better,
Yeah.
you know, and just make it grow.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a baby. You gotta grow it.
Right.
It goes in stages. When you get married and you have a kid,
Mm-hmm.
is there a book on that?
Oh.
There's no book on that. Come on. You know, like I said, mine are 29 and 30 now.
Yeah.
All right. I could go back all those years and go, wow. Yeah. Wow. There's no book on that.
Right.
Yeah, but you have to just stay with it.
Yes.
You know, you got to stay with it because that's the way it's designed. They need you. You need them.
Right.
And you work it together. Jeez, all those years went by. You know,
If you could go back 30 years and talk to your 31-year-old self, just had a kid, what parenting advice would you give yourself?
Jeez. There'd be a lot of changes, that's for sure. But, you know, I think that, you know, going through all that and now that they're successful, boy, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole part of parenting right there. I mean, just making sure that they're good.
Yeah.
And just be available.
Right.
Just like in business. I'm available 24/7. If I get a message or a text or an email, if I don't get to it that day or the next day, I will get to you because I keep it right on there.
Right.
That's my calendar. I love it. I'll get to you.
Yeah.
You know, I get a little busy. Like last night, like we wanted to do this last night, we got a little busy.
Right.
But staying consistent,
Yeah.
you know, in anything you do,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
staying consistent.
Here we are tonight.
And here we are tonight, and I will not disappoint because that's, you know, a lot of people will start something and it's all good, you know, they're this and that,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, it's like I would love to go work out.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I start right, and I go, I'm done. All right, I'm done. All right. If I stayed consistent on that a little at a time,
Right.
something really good's going to happen.
That's right.
So what I did was in business, you can see I stuck with it,
Right.
and this is what you get.
Exactly.
So you got to stay with it.
Right.
Like first year resolutions, right? I'm going to do this,
Oh,
I'm going to do
man.
that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Then all of a sudden, you know, end of January, February comes and you're done. Consistent.
Exactly.
I'd say consistency is definitely the
Okay.
winner. You know, so. But you liking that cigar so far? What do you think? The Castle Sword was born March 24th, and it's kind of ironic because that was my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So it happened for a reason. It's pretty wild, isn't it?
That was a great day.
Yeah, that was a great night.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great night.
That was a lot of fun.
It's on Facebook. You'll see the entrance of it. It was pretty funny because again, we just have a lot of fun here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is from Yusuf. It's more of a statement than a question. When I started smoking cigars, I would choose Connecticut's over Maduros every time because I was afraid Maduros would be too strong. You find that to be the case with new cigar smokers?
Absolutely. You know, the Connecticut wrap is a lighter wrap. You're getting introduced to it. You know, again, you're going to try a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Just work your way up. You know, start with the Connecticut, then go to a medium, then go to a full body.
Right.
You know, try the different ones. You got to start somewhere.
Right. Right.
I started with a Connecticut,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I was like, oh, geez, I don't know.
Yeah.
Until I kept trying them, and then people in the cigar shop, like here, will guide you along.
Right.
You know, I get a lot of new guys that come in, and I'll ask them. I go, well, do you like rougher stuff, or you know,
Yeah.
what kind of guy are you? You know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of get an idea,
Right.
and then I'll set you up, and then we start from there.
Right.
You
And
know,
we'll go from there.
but nothing wrong. You know, starting with Connecticut.
Exactly.
You know, try a medium.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're gonna go a little more Maduro, try a smaller Maduro. Go with the Corona size, maybe.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so you don't have this. You know, I see a lot of. You know, you start out with a 6x60,
It's,
and you got a Maduro, and all of a sudden you're into it, and you go, oh man, I don't like that. Now you
Right.
just threw away $15-$20 or whatever.
Yeah.
So start small.
right. Right.
That's all. Just
Yeah.
start small.
Don't do what I did. I started with a lunatic. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
that,
Don't do that. I bought the big one too. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, cigars. This is,
well, I got. Look at this.
Oh, look at
I'm
that.
a cigar smoker.
yeah, we
I
got
this.
no compensation issues here at all. Oh,
And you walked out, you're like this, right? You know?
oh yeah, no, it was a
But-
mess.
Yeah. You start slow, and you know, wherever you're calling in from, wherever, if you're in this area, we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're out of state or wherever you are, when you go to the cigar shop, find the right person. Pick out the person who's going to teach you.
Right. Right.
That's what cigar is
Yes.
teaching. It's all about.
Right.
You know, if you see a lot of these people, they don't care to just sell you a cigar here, take it, smoke it, see you later.
Yeah.
Find the right person in that shop
Mm-hmm.
because they're in there.
They're in there.
They're in there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just got to. You know, Mustafa found out last night, and
Took me a
But-
couple of months to really warm up to be able to talk to him, but once I did,
boom. Now you got.
boom.
Now the world's open, right?
Oh yeah. I learned about a
Because-
whole new world.
Because you took the key,
Yes.
you opened the door,
Yep.
and look what you got.
I opened up
Boom.
a mansion
There-
inside. I don't know how I'm going to look through all these rooms.
It's just crazy. Get out there.
Yes.
All right. What's the last one? 'Cause
All right.
we're running a little.
Yes. Yes.
I don't want to go. Like
We
I
wanna
said, I
wrap
don't want
up
to
here.
bore you too much here.
All right.
Appreciate you coming in and listening and hopefully you know.
Right. Last one, we're going to save the best for last. Now, you actually met Kyle a couple of days ago here. He was here at the castle. He asked, the drive you have for success, is it fueled by the desire to achieve greatness or the fear of disappointment?
Yeah, I think fear is definitely a big factor, and I definitely don't want to fail.
Right.
You know, failure, unfortunately, and I'm sure a lot of people who said they were going to start a business, you know, people would say, oh, you're not going to make it, or, you know, they're already kind of downing you down a little bit.
Right.
But if you believe in yourself, you just do it.
Right.
Fear, yeah, I don't want to fail. No one wants to fail in anything,
Right.
but I do have that drive also.
Yes.
I do have that internal drive, but that internal drive was built
Yes.
over the years because you've seen it grow and you've seen things happen,
Right.
you know, and that's a great drive.
Yes.
Seeing the smiles on people's faces, and just when in your store, when your store is packed, you know you're doing something right.
Right.
It's just it's all not about the numbers.
Right.
Okay, it's when you know that they came here, they're happy, and they left happy.
Right.
Like I was saying last night, the gentleman came in, he was like so happy. I
Yes.
knighted him.
Yeah.
By the time he left, you know, he got a couple of Castle things
Mm-hmm.
and got your card. That's when you know you're doing it right.
Right.
And it came from the inside, not just an act.
Right. Right. You weren't
Okay.
putting on a performance.
No, I'm not. I'm not a performer.
It may look like it sometime, but
might.
this is Rick.
Yeah.
This is really who he is.
Yeah.
100% of the time. We turn off the camera, he's the same person.
Yeah,
There is no
it's-
difference.
There's no difference. That's being you.
Yeah.
You know, some of the people they put the show on, and I go, I gotta go. You know, because I respect for what you're doing,
Right.
but you're kind of pushing me a little too hard, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
No, I don't like to be pushed.
Right.
Nobody likes to be pushed.
That's right.
Usually, if someone starts pushing something on me,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not right.
Right.
You know, but if they're pushing something on me, and it's making sense,
Mm-hmm.
then we're gonna listen.
That's right.
Because I'm not going to discard that either,
Yeah.
you know, and that's part of being patient and listening,
Right.
because you never know what one person might say. You'll say, "Well, I could use that someday." Might not be today, might not be next week. You might use it 3 months from now.
Right.
But if you take a little bit of that time out, it will happen.
Yes. A little bit at a time.
A little at a time, man.
Yeah.
You know.
My answer to that is 100%. It is the fear of disappointment. My biggest fear is being 65 years old, sitting in a chair somewhere, knowing that I never took a shot and tried to do anything. That's my biggest fear, because I turned 27 last year, and I remember that at 16, I was supposed to have my doctorates in psychology at 27. At 21, I thought I was going to have at least 5 rental properties by 27. At 25, I thought I was going to have my second business up and running by 27. And now I'm 27. And I'm like, this is not going to happen again. The next 27 years are not going to be like this.
Correct.
We're going to change it right now.
We're gonna make that step today. We're gonna change it today. You know, like I said, you're not gonna change the whole world in a day,
Right.
but if you can cut that time down,
Yes.
okay, you cut the time down, you'll have a better life.
Right.
You know, and again, that stock question, put the stock in yourself.
Yes.
I do it every day, every moment, and it's great.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why, you know, we decided to do this. He took stock in himself.
Right.
You know, 2 hours last night,
Yeah.
and all the time that you spend here, you know, the people that you meet and the experience of all these people.
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
You can't get this. You can't get this in school.
No.
There's no way. I know. I was there. You know, they'll throw you a book,
Mm-hmm.
but actually listening from the people who have already really been there
Right.
will move you along. And that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a great Punisher again, and
Mm-hmm.
I know he's enjoying the Castle
I'm loving
sword.
this thing.
You know, if you are in this area in Rotterdam, good old Rotterdam, New York, Schenectady area, I'm over here at 2666 Hamburg Street. You know, stop at any time, introduce yourself,
Yeah.
keep the questions coming.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. We love the questions. We love doing this.
Right.
And again, we were thinking about we were going to do it kind of weekly, but we figured it might be a little redundant, so we figured it'd give you a whole month to kind of think about things,
Right.
check your progress in a month,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
see how you're doing. Change is inevitable. You got to change with it.
I think that's all we got for tonight.
That's all we got for April 20th,
April 4/20, 2023.
for 2023.
That's all we're
So
talking
next
about.
one we'll see you in May.
Yeah, we're going to do it live here in May. You're going to see these recordings come out probably May the 2nd or whatever the first Friday is in May. Then we're going to have the second one come out halfway through the month. And then we are going to record probably right after that one gets brought out to YouTube.
Perfect.
So be ready for that. Come into the castle, stop by 7 to 8 p.m. We'll be here.
You know, you got Mustafa's email, right? That's where you're getting the questions from and everything.
We're getting them from the website.
Yep.
We're getting them in the YouTube comments, Spotify comments, and if you want to drop a DM in our Instagram, go ahead and send those in.
Send them in. You can reach us anywhere. If you want to answer or maybe some things prior, we can answer you then too, right?
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
you won't have to wait a whole month.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
you're
if you need a
if
direct
you're really,
answer.
Yeah, if you're really
Yeah.
a go-getter and you really want to do this and go,
Yeah,
we're going to be here for you for that too.
that's right. Yeah, ask the
So-
question. We'll send you an email back.
Yeah.
We'll send it back, and then we'll
Right
answer it here as well.
Perfect.
Sound like a plan?
That's it.
Okay.
So, Mustafa, always a pleasure. You're great. greatest.
I don't know.
You have a great night.
Thank you, you too.
We'll see you
We'll
next
be here
month.
next month.
Hello, everyone. Co-host, editor, and producer Mufassa here to say thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Cigars at the Castle podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share our content with someone who needs to hear it. We are very grateful to all of you who have asked questions on the website. Click the subscribe button and that like button below. We recently set up a Facebook page, so if you haven't already, make sure to like and share that to stay updated with all the updates that we're going to be doing here on the show. Next month, in June, we are going to have some new kinds of content coming out with the podcast, so stay tuned for more information. And I'll never get sick and tired of saying this: find something you're passionate about, ask the questions, and be all in. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.